Blah freaking blah. What's up, you beautiful people? We are back. Let's talk more about Marvel. What can we do to help fix Marvel? It's not in our hands, obviously. We're not the editors. We're not Disney. We don't own this stuff. What can we do to help encourage Marvel to get their heads out of their behinds and do some good comic books again? Get their sales up. Show them. Because there's been a lot of outcry with all of the changes they've made, and especially most recently with the Captain America, which to me is like the pinnacle of their screwing up. I mean, to be honest with you, this started with Brand New Day for me, way back in the day with Spider-Man. This is a long time running, and Brand New Day pissed me off worse than I can even go into here. It was just bad. I tried to stick with it for a few months after they pulled that, hoping they would fix it, and they never did. But them hitting the reset button and just undoing everything, especially Straczynski's run. Oh my gosh, man! If you've not read The Amazing Spider-Man, written by J. Michael Straczynski, get on that. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's back up here for a second. Look, you're listening to this probably because you love Marvel Comics. If you're mad about the direction they've taken, it's because you like or love Marvel Comics. You are here because you were invested in what Marvel has done up till now, or at least, what they did up till a few years ago when they started losing their minds. We want to see Marvel Comics succeed, but we don't want them to succeed doing what they're doing right now. We don't want this to continue. We don't want all of the God, what do you even call it? The thing is given that a lot of what we're reading and seeing is because they have such a political bent and an agenda, it's hard not to go into that. It's hard not to address that honestly, because that's exactly the problem we're dealing with. We have ideologues instead of creatives making these stories. So the first thing Marvel's got to do is to stop doing this. Either stop hiring these people to do this work or rein them in and tell them, like I said in the last video, look, if you can't write the character, if you don't understand where they're coming from, don't do it. Walk away. Do us all a favor and just walk away from it. You have to be able to, at least, if you don't have to agree with the characters' decisions or their motivations, but you have to at least understand them. I mean, if you don't, what are you doing writing it? For the people that are saying, because, okay, so Marvel sales are in the tank. They're in the tank, and they're getting worse and worse and worse. I mean, and rightfully so. Boycotting has clearly been going on. And I hesitate to even call it boycotting, because no one wants to buy what they don't want. I mean, that's pretty reasonable, right? If you don't want it, don't buy it. And Marvel is clearly making things that people don't want. But there have been people calling for full-blown boycott. Like, don't buy Marvel at all until they get their crap together. And I can completely 100% understand where they're coming from. But if I may, I have another suggestion. Because, number one, we love Marvel and DC and all, and pretty much all the guys in the comic book game for the most part. I want to see Marvel succeed. I want to see DC succeed. I want to see everybody succeed. I mean, that's just how I am. I want to see these guys. I want everybody to do well. It's where I default to. I don't want to see them do well doing what they're doing, because I don't like what they're doing. I don't agree with what they're doing. I don't think it's right what they're doing. Do I want Marvel to collapse? This is the point. I don't want Marvel to collapse. I don't want them to go. I mean, it may come to this. They may double down, triple down, keep going until their whole fan base walks away from them. And I'm sure DC Comics is giving it a big Aquaman yeah right now, because Batman sales are up. Yeah. God, we'll get into that later. What I suggest, rather than a full-blown boycott, is to not just show Marvel what we don't want, but show Marvel what we do want by buying legacy comics. And what I mean by that is, go back For starters, there may be some Marvel titles out right now that are really good, that are really well written, that don't have an agenda. Now, I don't know what any of these are. I would be happy to suggest it, but I honestly just don't take a chance with Marvel anymore. If you know of something, please leave that in the comment section down below, because I am willing to support Marvel doing it right. I mean, if there's any title out there that's a really good read and not political, let me know. Let me know. I will try it. I'll go out and buy a copy. Okay. But if you're like me and don't really want to take a chance, might I suggest going and buying the classics? Let's go back. Go back to the stuff that was good. Be you a 50s or 60s, 70s, 80s, even 90s, guys. There are great stories out there. And I think that there's plenty to get. There's plenty to read. I mean, God, where would you even start? You can go with Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, any of their stuff from the early days. You can go with the Fantastic Four, or you can go, Frank Miller's Wolverine and Frank Miller's Daredevil, which were great. You've got Chris Claremont's X-Men run, which went for 10 years plus. Brian Michael Bendis' Daredevil, or his Ultimate Spider-Man, which was where we got introduced to Miles Morales as Spider-Man, because he took over in that. I won't spoil that for any of you that have read that story, but it's a great run. It's a fantastic run. His Daredevil was fantastic. If you love the show, a lot of that show's aesthetic comes from Bendis' and Alex Maleev's collaboration on the Daredevil that ran through the 2000s. Was actually started by Kevin Smith, which is also a great graphic novel. Believe it or not, not to diss Kevin Smith, I'm just saying that it was a great, serious, and oddly theological comic book. It was just really, really well written and well drawn. I think that Quesada actually drew that one. Yeah, you guys should look at that. And like I said earlier, Straczynski's Amazing Spider-Man run went on for years. I mean, there's tons of stuff to start out with. And let's show Marvel that we're willing to support them, but doing characters right, doing stories right, respecting the audience, respecting the characters. Let's show them what we want, not just what we don't want. And I say we do that by supporting the stories that were good. Let me know. Let me know what you think about this idea. Do you think, do you think it'll work? Think it's worth it? Or you just prefer straight boycott, or you just don't care? Let me know. And if you have suggestions for legacy comic books like Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man, there's so much. Let me know what runs and what titles you dug and you recommend for me, and what era. And you know what? Put them in the comments, because, other people read that, and other people will see your suggestion, and they may go out and do it. My other suggestion to Marvel, and I say this with only half my tongue in my cheek, is start a social justice warrior imprint. Marvel, I'm talking directly to you with these people. And if you agree with this, post this somewhere. Hit the like, post it somewhere so other people can hear it, and let's spread the message. We're tired of it. Look, if your writers want to write this kind of crap, let them. But don't let them do it to characters, shoehorning it into characters it doesn't fit in. We don't need that. We don't want that. The sales have spoken clearly that we don't want it. Go all over YouTube. Do a search, Marvel. A search for opinions. Get your head out of your butts. Your opinion is not the only valid opinion in this. Clearly. Give the writers some place to just piss out their political views. Try new characters. Make some characters that are just solely political. Call it the SJW imprint. SJW publishing. What other ideas, guys? So let's put some comments down below. Let's give some suggestions to Marvel, what we could call this imprint. I'll keep thinking of some. Maybe I'll slap them in the comments too. Left-leaning lunatics? Triple L? I don't know. Sorry, I'm just kidding. A little. I'm trying not to get in trouble with these things, but seriously, in all seriousness, writers don't need to be shoehorning their politics anymore into these characters, or trying to win points, You know, it's bad. It's bad, and you can look at my other two videos for that. But I mean, what do you guys think? Should these writers be given a place to just create their own social justice warrior, comics, where they can just go crazy, venting their political stuff? I mean, apparently Twitter is not enough for them to do this, which is just horrible. Twitter Troll Brigade Publishing could work. But this is a short one. This is just a random idea off the top of my head. These guys need an outlet, apparently, and they don't need to put it where they're putting it. You know what? Make some new characters that are all about this, and let's see if it sells. Take a chance, Marvel, Disney. I know Disney doesn't like to take chances. They're probably not going to do this. But you got to. The way you're doing it isn't working. It's not working. You need to make new characters. And we'll give new characters a chance. We will. But characters don't just establish themselves overnight. The X-Men didn't succeed at first. Harley Quinn took 20 years to get to where it was at. You guys need to be more patient. And Deadpool, it took Deadpool decades to get where he was at. Nobody gave a crap about Wolverine when he started. Everybody was irritated by him. It wasn't until Frank Miller got a hold of him that he really started mattering. Daredevil was a canceled book before Kevin Smith brought it back. I mean, where has the patience gone to establish new characters? And I'll tell you what, corporate America has really, and I've got nothing against corporate America, but they have really hurt creativity in film and in books and in music. I mean, it just grieves me. It takes time to establish new things. It takes time, guys. It takes time. You've got to give it time. You've got to come up with good characters and give it time. Keep pressing. The ones that are really good will rise to the top. They will. You've got to give them a chance. I don't know what happened to Icon. Marvel used to have a side imprint called Icon where they pretty much let their main creators do whatever they wanted, and it was a great idea. And I really thought it worked well. I mean, I kind of think they probably did it to keep their creators from going to Image, and doing things outside their umbrella. But I guess when Disney, because I've not seen Icon in years, I assume when Disney took over Marvel, they killed that imprint. Bring it back. Bring back Icon. Let these guys get this crap out of their systems so that they can focus on the actual characters and stop shoehorning all these. I don't even know what to constructively call it at this point. So guys, I think that's where I'm going to leave this one. Let me know what you think. Is this a good idea? I mean, we all know that they need to establish new characters. If Marvel doesn't know that by now, they're in real trouble. They're in real trouble. Make sure to leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think this imprint should be called, whether this is a stupid idea or a great idea. And if you like the idea, like I said, post this somewhere. Facebook or Twitter or Reddit. I mean, I don't know where you hang out online. Get other people's thoughts. I mean, let's make Marvel pay attention. If they haven't gotten it by now, we got to keep pressing them. So if you like these ideas, post it somewhere. And let me know what you think and how, what your suggestions are. What do you think Marvel should do to make it better? And, I look forward to reading those comments. I love your guys' comments. So anyway, take care of yourselves, guys. I love you. God bless you. And I will talk to you next time.